What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Reacting to One Piece episode 17. If you like what you see here, hit us up in the comment section and let us know. I totally didn't stutter. That was on you. All right, let's go. Whoa.
That's true. It is like hella unnecessary. But this whole character is hella unnecessary, if I'm being honest.
Facts. Cook you.
Cool, then do something already. Motherfucker's just been spinning around with his cat knives for 40 minutes now.
Whoa. I love the idea that he's running just super fast, so his legs are moving.
Oh.
Luffy's like, I'm
Home restraint.
Yeah, they're gonna be rooting for Luffy.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. And this shit, bro, I'm like just got to heavily disillusioned with Django. Like, he's kind of the worst fucking like hunter or pirate that I've ever met. Shit. He makes Usopp look like competent.
What? The marksman.
See,
okay.
this is what I'm talking about, bro. Even Usopp looks good compared to him.
Oh!
Damn.
I forgot he could do that.
Today, Usopp, shoot him now. Damn. What are we waiting for?
Dude, bro, he's gonna headbutt
he's gonna
his
do
head
it.
off.
Yeah. He's gonna do a super headbutt. Oh, they're gonna line it up.
It will, though. Unless your head is made of granite.
Yeah, for real.
Holy hell.
Sit your dumb ass
Bro,
down.
I don't care if you are Mike Tyson, that is knocking your ass out. Somebody headbutts you full speed like that.
Except for Luffy, because I guess he's just also made out of rubber. Like he's, I don't know. Damn.
Kill someone with that easily.
Dope. Let's get his whack ass off this island and go.
Dude, those shoes, bro, with the panel up shot.
I'm just over everything about this character at this point, if I'm being honest. I actually kind of hate him. Well, the Navy can't stretch their limbs, so I mean,
Maybe doesn't have a supply of devil fruit. They're disposable.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Damn, he gave him the middle initial and everything. He said, "Y'all want my social? What's up?"
He's like, no, I'm dead ass serious. Whoa.
He said, "Take him and leave." They're like, "We don't want him."
Please yell at her. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh, he's all assed out.
All right, whatever.
Well, Luffy, they're not friends. They're like basically shitty business partners. Yeah, that's actually true. And the conversation's over.
He's like, I'm checked out.
So they just blow up Django's face like he dead, or
I don't know, man. This is like the time Batman didn't made himself the villain instead of Harvey Dent.
yeah, for no reason. I mean, for some noble reason, I'm sure. Like, why though? Explain to me how it's the best for the village. One of you explain that to me.
Yeah, a little tough on this one.
Yeah, I'm not buying this.
Because at least with the Batman example, his point was if the good people see a good man get corrupted like that, they'll lose hope. But with this, I don't know. You're just clearing up that you were lying.
Yeah, but like, you know what else makes motherfuckers lose hope? When Batman just up and disappears. Um, and also when like pirates show up and nobody like, I don't understand why we wouldn't tell these fuckers what is happening here.
I don't know.
Oh Lord.
We care about it. We care about it, Nami. Casually laughs. I'd be like, yo.
He's like, I'm going to double down on my lying. I clearly wasn't doing enough.
Can you imagine?
I think I turned the show off.
Bro, his nose looks like another finger.
Yeah, it's very weird and off-putting, if I'm being honest. I'm leaving your ass. You brought these kids into this shit when they were 4? Damn.
All right. Damn.
They look exactly the same.
So we terrorized all the animals in the
Yeah,
village.
yeah.
He's growing up. Now you do the same. Quit crying.
Yeah, what are you guys, like 6? Get over yourselves. Oh, well. The hell? That dude wants to write books. You are in the wrong line of work, my kid. What are you doing?
I love how the one kid said, "I want to run a pub." Have you ever heard a child say that when I grow up, I want to run a pub?
No, I haven't. But these kids live in a time period where you're either running a pub or you're shoveling dirt. So I guess that's like aspiring to greatness, technically.
She's like, "I'm over that now, though."
It does kind of feel like that. She's like, but I'm better now. Now that the plot told me I can be. And it's like, okay.
A ship, maybe?
Probably. Did he like ask them to go with them? I mean, I'm sure he did because then he wouldn't be packing otherwise. But it just feels,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm going out to sea. It's like, did you tell them that you're going with them?
He said alone to the kids, so I'm like, maybe he genuinely
Oh,
is
he's just like going off on his own.
trying to, but
Uh,
then they'll be like, "What are you doing?"
yeah, Usopp, you'll be dead in a week. Come with us. Oh my lord.
He just breaks the house down because it was made out of graham crackers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Luffy, bro. What face is that? Damn. That'll do.
Hi, remember me, the guy who was definitely dead 2 episodes ago? I've miraculously recovered.
Oh, that'd be nothing to beat tired.
Usopp, if you fuck up this ship, I swear to God. So I was like, I don't know, but like this can't be good.
Oh man, their love can never be fulfilled.
So sad.
Just get on the ship. Thank you.
Zoro's like, bro, we don't have time for this. There's like 10 minutes of the episode left. Get back on the ship. Oh, I love it. You love to see it, Zoro.
Zoro is
My
great,
man.
bro.
Practical as ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say Luffy is far too immature to let you even think you're gonna be the
Yeah.
captain. Luffy's like, I'm not kidding, I'll kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, I will drown you, though. Go ahead, test me. Give me a reason. Do it.
Oh man.
All right. Well, after 20 side quests later, we recruited our next crew member.
Yeah,
If you
for
ask
real.
me, little too much effort for not a whole lot gained, but that's just a personal opinion. And you know, yeah, it's kind of cool that everybody just miraculously healed their injuries. So really, the only thing that happened is we wasted time. You know, I don't know. Could have been some lesson learned if somebody had died. You know, maybe it's like you shouldn't be lying to a bunch of people for no fucking reason. But who cares about that, right?
All right, wait, maybe this is it. Ah. Damn, that's sad. You're literally gonna shout your mother to death.
Oh man, they all had the nose thing, huh? Crazy.
Him and his mom, yeah.
Well, his dad kind of got a nose on him.
Did he?
A,
I
li-
forgot.
a little bit. Well, he's right there, right? Oh, or is that the doctor? I
It's the
thought that was his
doctor.
dad. Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. They just said his dad passed away.
No, he's a pirate. The mom
Oh,
passed
is that what
away.
they said?
Yeah. Remember we saw him a couple
Oh.
episodes ago? He's part of
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Shanks'
yeah,
crew.
yeah, yeah. After his father left. Yeah. I'm mixing up shit. I don't know if you should be telling your son to become a pirate. Like, I kind of feel like
I
becoming a
was gonna
pirate is
say,
something you stumble on and not something you aspire to be. Like,
I love this dude has one singular bandage in the middle of his forehead.
yeah, I know, which is not even where he got hit.
What?
He's like, I'm glad I got my temple repaired because that gash on my chest was really giving me troubles.
It's like in Harold and Kumar when he falls down and smashes his head on everything. He goes, "Oh, my ass!"
Oh my god.
No, that was not the lesson here.
Oh my god, if there was one thing,
No.
oh my god, I'm
What
so over this arc. Get me out of here, bro.
What the-
Get somebody pull the plug. Oh,
Dude,
we're so done.
swear to God.
Oh my god.
Oh dear. I can't.
I actually kind of can't believe they did that to us, bro.
I can't believe it.
I literally can't believe that they tried to hit us with two, not one, two sob stories to be like, oh, but they're really good people. You just don't understand them. And then they're like, the kids are like, you know what we're gonna do? The exact same stupid shit. And
that literally just blew my mind. That was the takeaway there
That's
from
bold.
those children. I mean, what else are they gonna do? That's their role model. But it was like, why? No, you should have told them this is not good. Like, I don't know. Whatever.
didn't they all literally? They're like, yeah, we want to like be, bar owners and novelists and whatever the other kid wanted to do. Like, shit, that's not like what he.
I don't know.
And
bro.
even if you wanted to be like, oh well, they want to continue, they want Usopp's memory to live on. That's not the memory of his that you. Why would you want that to be the thing people remember him for?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I don't know, man.
Bro, I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to find something about like, to be honest, about like this past arc to like, but I really just don't. Like none of what just happened was like cool in my, because it all just felt like a waste of time and kind of just nothing of weight transpired. Because again, it's like I thought it would have been interesting if, okay, so let me stop just bitching and throw out some alterations, right? I thought it would have been interesting if the butler had died, because then there would have been some sort of tangible consequence to Usopp lying, right? This whole, oh, the pirate's coming. I get that it's like, oh, he was doing it because he missed his dad. One, I'm sorry, I don't really buy that, because I get that shit when you're like 6, 8 or whatever, but like you're telling me he's just doing that same exact thing for years and years and years and years, and like nobody was like was like, dude, or like he didn't think of any other. It just doesn't even make sense, because it's like if he was calling out pirates to the villagers to make them think there were pirates there when there weren't actually pirates there, like just means that he's literally wasting everybody's time. Like if he thought like, you know what I mean? If ships were coming by and he was just that excited because he thought it might have been his dad or something, that makes sense. But the assumption here is that there were never actually any ships all those times he was yelling pirates. Like he was just literally making that shit up. So it's like, you're just messing with people to fuck with them. And so I don't know. I don't really buy the whole like, I was doing it because I missed my dad. Like I get that shit for like a few years, but like I think it went on way too long and way too consistently for you to like let that be the singular reason you were behind it. Because at that point you're messing. I don't know. Nothing about that sits right with me. But then again, it's that he's doing all that shit, and then there was an actual pirate group there, and they were going to overthrow the village and stuff. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh, cool. He's going to learn that lesson, which is a very important lesson, that when you lie, especially frequently lie, there are consequences, such as nobody believes you when you're actually telling the truth about the same thing, because all you have a reputation for is being a liar. But if he told the truth and everybody thought he was lying, and the consequence is that he gets to beat all the villains, keep everybody safe, and then go off with Luffy's crew and being a pirate, like what of those things is a consequence? Tell which of those three things, like, you know what I mean, is weight. Like, I don't know. I feel like, this is early in the story, so maybe I'm being a little too critical, but I don't know. It definitely took me out of it a little bit when I'm like, okay, so where everybody here is just getting off scot-free, and like, then, and because I think that could have also been a cool reason as to why he leaves with Luffy and company. He's like, okay, somebody died here. It was my fault. Like, even if I wanted to stay, like, I'm racked with just a little bit too much guilt on this village. Like, the village means something different to me now, and so I kind of want to go and maybe clear my name. Like, maybe if I can go out and be a pirate and make a better reputation for myself out in the world, you know what I mean? That will come back to this village, and like I'll have paid my debt, kind of. Which, again, to me would have been more interesting, maybe being a little critical. And then this whole thing with the kids where they're just they're just gonna do the same fucking lying shit that Usopp literally, that this entire conflict started because Usopp was doing. If you had to pick one thing that you wanted Usopp to be remembered for, I can't imagine it would be the constant chronic lying. I just can't. I don't understand it at all. And And the villain, not to mention in this arc, was kind of incredibly ridiculous. Him and his even stupider counterpart, Django, who I don't know how that dude ever made money doing this job because he sucks at it. He thoroughly sucks at it. Like, I don't know. I'll let you go because maybe you have some nicer things to say. Because I just, honestly, dude, I'm like, we could have had 2 episodes and recapped what happened, and then like Usopp's a part of the crew. I wasn't really a fan of this arc.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this show, I had to imagine, being that there are 1,000 episodes, that there are going to be stretches of episodes that aren't filler per se, but are pretty damn close in the sense that it's like this. He clearly knew, the creator of this clearly, I had an idea, I guess, of like really stretching out the character development, the world building, and everything that goes along with that to really like acclimate you to the characters and their journey before we like really set off for the grand line and all that kind of stuff. Sure. So, you know, I had a feeling there was going to be some of that. I also have to hold myself back sometimes because, again, 1999 and this manga show, I would say anime, because I think the animes usually will be a little more, you know, withholding of the gore and like kind of take some stuff out of context on purpose in order to gear it towards the children, gear it towards a younger audience, right? Like, it's pretty obvious that this is, you know, this was like a cartoon, an anime for kids, you know what I mean? And I'm assuming as popularity of this show grew and grew as time went on, and the manga that, and you know, I could be wrong here, that the manga probably is going to start touching on some darker themes, some more intricate themes as well. You know, the plot and the narrative will shift more towards, you know, a slightly more mature audience with the fights and just the animation to accompany it. And we will get to a point where it's like, yeah, this is still for age demographic of like, you know, younger kids, but also older folks too, to enjoy for maybe different reasons. But it's pretty obvious to tell in the early stages here that it is really geared towards the kids, right? And that becomes blatantly clear when there really wasn't, like, there was like kind of like a justification for the ridiculousness that went on. And I think that is because it's meant to be viewed through the frame of like, oh, it was like white lies, like it wasn't actually a big deal, and like it's all kind of funny and like whatever, like which I think children obviously will be more forgiving to, because it's like they might not even fully understand the ramifications of it or whatever, nor do they care about all that kind of other stuff. Whereas us being 25, 26 years old, definitely do give a shit. So, you know, it definitely is like, we're harsher critics of it as we go on. And, you know, that is that. With that being said, I was not a fan of this arc. And, you know, for the reasons really that were laid out, it did feel dragged on. I didn't like the villain. There was a lot of the suspension of disbelief, which which we've been warned going in, is like, you got to be ready for that. And so I was like, okay, like that's whatever. But it just felt like very, very, I just felt it was dragged on. I felt like the previous arc, I think this was the longest arc so far. And I think the previous arcs in getting Zoro, in getting Nami on board, those were like, like 3-4 episodes a pop maybe to get them on. And then this Usopp one was like, I don't know, at least 10, right? And a little more. So it was definitely super dragged out, which killed me on this one, because it was like, okay, we get the crew. I understand what we're doing here. I don't think we need to take this long to do it. And I think that's what really murdered it. And then again, the lesson kind of missed the mark, you know, and at the end, and for me, which kind of led to like not a great resolution, you know, which kind of left a foul taste. But, you know, it is what it is. I've heard that once you hit like roughly episode like 23, or like once we get the crew, right? Once we get the next guy on board, that's when shit starts popping off. So, that was cool to see.
I think because I definitely, you know, what you're saying makes sense. And I'm not like, you know, just for people who aren't really listening to this whole discussion and think that I'm just bashing One Piece, I'm not just like, this sucks because One Piece is bad. I think this arc in terms of writing was handled poorly. And I get like what you're saying. It makes sense. It's like, oh, well, they were writing for kids. Like, they're not trying to make it too complicated. I don't think that's a good excuse in my personal opinion, because I think There's absolutely no reason to dumb things down for children to that extent, which actually teaches them that there are very little consequences to things you do. And it's like, if you're like, oh, well, we want them to think like, we don't want to be too graphic. And it's like, okay, well, then don't use things like people killing other people, right? Like, once you draw the stakes up to like people are dying, you're already there, my guy. Like, you can't like weasel out and then be like, oh, okay, people are killing each other, but like nobody's really gonna die. And it's like, people, but you're telling me in the story that people are. So it's like, you're either sacrificing integrity of the story to adhere to, kids and make this, friendly or whatever, or you don't. And it's like, maybe some people, that's my thing. I genuinely think the story of this arc would have been better had like they stuck to their guns and like really committed to the realism. And again, I get it. Like, this isn't, suspension of disbelief, and not all of One Piece is meant to be looked through an incredibly realistic lens. I totally get that. But this arc, for all intents and purposes, the things that happen, remove all the weird, wacky, zany abilities. Like, a lot of real stuff happen. Like, you know what I mean? All this stuff is real things that happen and can happen to people, in terms of like, again, just the whole central thematic lesson that for Usopp about like lying and like all that stuff. So it's like, I genuinely don't think that like, if that was the reason why this arc turned out like this, that they were like trying to, adhere to kids, or they wanted it to be, they didn't want it to be too jarring. I actually think that that's genuinely a disservice to One Piece, to this. I mean, because I remember, dude, watching episodes like of Naruto and even Dragon Ball, around these times, like the early couple of episodes. And granted, this show is longer, so if you want to like you know what I mean, if you want to go farther into those shows to sort of like, close that gap in terms of like how long it would be, like some serious things happened, right? There were people who were dying. There were consequences to the characters' actions, and it made it feel like these characters couldn't just run around and do whatever they wanted, because they had to, it's like, oh, okay, if we do that though, like somebody could literally die. And it's like, again, this is one arc, I'm not saying that the entirety of One Piece is going to be like this, but I do think that the writing for this arc in particular was not great.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I think I think you make very valid points. But anyway, I'm excited to get on with some of the future arcs here. Don't take anything we say too seriously. Again, this isn't it's not a gripe about One Piece as a whole. It's really more about the arc and our thoughts on it. Which, for anyone who has been a veteran here, you know that we are very honest when it comes to our opinions on stuff, whether people are gonna like them or not. But that's not meant to stir the pot or rile anyone up. It's just what we're thinking in the moment.
I feel like with this show being as long as it is, it's kind of a disservice to you guys if we just sit here and we're like, everything was good, or like, if we're just like dishonest and we're like, no, at worst it was like no, if I don't like something, like, I think it's fair to you guys and to ourselves if we genuinely talk about it. You know what I mean? The show is as long as it is because people have attached to it, but that obviously doesn't mean it's perfect. No show is. So, if, there's going to be highs and lows, I'm assuming, but that we're here for the entirety of it.
Yeah. If I had to give one pro to the arc in terms of like a character that I like to see throughout it, it was actually Kaya.
Let's say one nice thing.
What's that?
I say that's a good idea. Well, we'll say one.
Yeah, so end it off on a good note. I did like Kaya's resolution, and I guess character development throughout it. Being that Kaya, the woman, the rich girl who lost her parents, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Kaya, close enough. But she is going through kind of this really tumultuous state where it's like she's caught in the middle of of the butler who is lying to her in a very terrible way, malicious way, the loss of her parents, the sickness that has accompanied that, and the isolation, and then Usopp giving her this moment of bereave in his storytelling, which she obviously knows are lies, but obviously she likes to hear the stories and all that kind of stuff, but she's kind of like caught in the middle once her worldview, or just the lens that she looks at things through, is flipped on its head when she is in disbelief that the butler could be bad, and in disbelief that Usopp would like actually be telling the truth about someone trying to kill her. That was like a really messed up thing to happen to her because of all the circumstances that I had, detailed, her sickness and her isolation. It really made that tough for her to handle. And I did like at the end how she was able to pull through in the arc and also to lie I guess, in a sense, which they played on to Usopp, which I don't really think it's like that. I don't think it's like a blatant lie, whatever. You could say retraction of the truth, but like she doesn't try and stop him from fulfilling who he wants to be, even though there were obvious sparks of affection and, dare I say, like love between, that. At least it was like strong, or at least a strong friendship there. But I would say that she liked him to an extent, and I would even say he liked her too, but she lets him go and pursue that goal and that dream, and not be bound to the village for his whole life, even though in her heart she wanted him to stay there with her, but she lets him go in order to fulfill what he deems to be his life's mission and his destiny. And it pains her to do that. She definitely, it hurts her heart a little bit to do it, but she's gonna have to, she's able to mature and take care of the town and use her resources for the good of that village. And I just liked her arc. I liked her character, and I liked her resolution, if there's a good thing to be said about it. And I don't know if we'll ever see her again, but hopefully things go well for her now that she seems to be, recovering from her illness, and that she's learned those tough lessons of growing up and having a slightly broken heart. I would say definitely was a very human element to her character. But
yeah, okay. I liked her a little bit less probably than you. Didn't quite get all those vibes from her. But I will tell you the one thing I did like about this arc. The slingshot is a dope weapon. Pretty cool.
Yes, that was pretty cool.
Period.
Okay, anyway, we're going to call it there before we dig ourselves even deeper. We're going for a while here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our reaction to this episode and our review of the arc afterwards. If you did enjoy this video, please throw a like on it. Really goes a long way. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell if you're new here, or if you haven't already, so you don't miss any future One Piece live reactions among the many others that we cover on the channel. We are generally posting something every single day. So if you're subscribed, you got that bell ticked, you'll be able to get new content each and every day on the AOA Reacts channel. Hit us up in the comment section down below as well. What did you think about this arc, this episode? Agree, disagree? Are there some things that stood out to you that you particularly liked about it? Are you one of the people, that were like, this was kind of not needed, it could have been shortened, whatever? Let us know your thoughts. So long as you're being civil, we'll be glad to read them in the comments down below. And lastly, hit us up in our description box there. We have a link. It says Linktree on there. Again, it is the Linktree link, which confuses a couple people because they're like, what the hell is Linktree? All Linktree is a spot where you could click the link, and then it'll bring you to all the other ways that you could support the show instead of just spamming our description with like a buttload of links there. So click the Linktree link. It'll bring you to our Discord, which is free to join. Definitely join that. It's a blast. Hit us up on our other channel, the AOA Show, for things like podcasts, video discussions, video essays, vlogs, all that kind of jazz. Hit us up on our social media, our audio only platforms, and namely our Patreon if you want exclusive benefits to the show while supporting us and what we do. It's really a win-win for everybody involved, and it really does go a long way. One of the great benefits that you do receive, especially if you're enjoying these One Piece reactions, is early access to unfiltered, unedited versions of these live reactions. So if you want to see One Piece in the way that it was intended to be watched, without the BS filters and all that we have to do to dodge copyright with sound, with all that kind of stuff, and you want to see them early, you'll definitely want to head on over to Patreon and check that out. Our links for those early reactions refresh monthly, so you can't hop on and then hop off and have it forever. So keep that in mind, but definitely go check that out. It helps a lot. But until next time, folks, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you on the flip. Peace.
Peace.
Ninjas are samurais, blaze of the kunais. Find me in the leaf of the cloud, screaming out Bankai. We just some ghouls though, who like seeing parts fly. They like what you saying, Goma got more through the storylines. I tested your neck from the start, my hunters gon' come for your heart. I promise you'll land in my boulevard, left them in one piece, no